What's up, Legion? Azrael here, like always. I just want to let you guys know I'm putting out I don't know if it's out yet or will be in the future, but it's going to be one of those 1,000 subscribers, videos. I think I do a frequent amount of big milestones, whether it was 100 or 200, I think I might have done. I skipped that, went to like the 500 or something or whatever. But then we hit the 1,000. So I do them kind of frequently, and I make them pretty short and sweet because I don't want to get onto that stuff. I don't want to go like overboard. And so yeah, let's just get into. I just wanted to let everybody know. Let's get into some Falling Skies or No Man's Sky or the sky that should have been something better. Who knows what this name could have been, should have been. Let's just get into it, see what it's all about. We know the game from what people are saying isn't good. I've watched a lot of people play it. I'm not somebody that I have a pretty active imagination. I don't need to play something or experience something to kind of get the idea of it or know what it's about. That gives me a better handle on it. But when you watch hours and hours and hours of people playing, and you've played enough video games, you can kind of feel this isn't like the only game that's ever done this. So, and people are going to argue, oh, it is. No, it's not, man. There's games that fly. There's games that allow you to do this or that or the other thing. It is pretty unique. Let's just get into it. A lot of people shit on this game. It's hilarious. And that's really loud for me. Video 2, flight. Epic space battle. Epic maybe if you take the time to get good ships. Yeah, could be epic. Not epic for a starter. Don't do it. And you're never going to be this good either, so. Yeah, this kind of shit is a shit show, man. Run away. I haven't seen that before. What the fuck is that? Ooh, that's a badass shit, man. I like how a lot of people go one or the other ways. They don't do the full game. Some people go straight to the center, which I'm going to spoil that, what the center is. So if you don't want to know, I'll make sure and then I'll go, okay, it's good. Yeah, so let's just get straight into the other clip. I'm not going to waste time doing multiple videos about this. The game's out. The game has horrible reviews. Most people think it's shit because of... I'll explain all the reasons why people hate it in a minute. Good music, though. It was. I liked it before. What the fuck? The story seems pretty cool. I'm into the story, but there's just not enough of it. This game very much feels like a sim, not a game. That's the other problem. Again, I haven't played it. I've watched, 20 plus hours? 40 plus hours of this game being played? You can hate on me for not actually playing it, but when you see it and you experience it like that, and you've watched multiple different people play it, and you can kind of get a grip of how you would play it, or this is what I would do, and they do the same thing, then you can kind of get and build up. That thing looked badass. What the shit? Now, a lot of people's playthroughs, I haven't seen a lot of water life, aqua, marine life. Music's good. Survive. The game looks awesome, but some people aren't a fan of the pastel stuff, like the water, oil colors, all that other stuff. Excuse me. So, one of the things that I think people have most criticized about this game is honestly the freedom of it, and not just the exploration. I think that maybe they thought that if you could explore as much as you want, that would be okay. But there's nowhere to store your items except for your personal gear or the ship. That's your only storage. Now, it's understandable that there needs to be progression for the storage to kind of work good, right? You can't just have as much storage as you want. But there is nowhere for you to buy anything else to store on whatever they call a base floating out in space. There's nowhere to do that, as far as anybody's ever found. I think most people hate the storage system. I think the fact that you can't keep and select between two different ships bothers people. And a lot of people were talking about, they were reviewing the developer that was talking about this game at E3 or Gamescom or whatever it was. And he was saying, this is what I want to make the game. So everything that he promised people, he literally actually didn't promise anybody. He said, I want to do this, this, and this. This is what I want to do. And none of that stuff is in there. There is no base building. There is no any of the other stuff that he said that he wanted to put in, because he just said that this would be nice if I could do this. But he can't do this for the most part. So the majority of the content that everybody thought, there was a flash there. What the hell was that? The majority of the stuff that people thought that was gonna be in the game was just him saying, this is my dream that I want to do in the future or possible. He never confirmed any of the stuff that people are really getting pissed about. We're going to be in the game, because he just didn't promise it. The way he worded it, technically, he just said, I want to do this, but we probably won't, which is saying he probably won't be able to, but this is what I would like to do. And people are like, yo, what the fuck, man? We thought that this was going to be in here. We thought that was going to be in here. And he's just, and it's just been a shit show. This game has let people down. If you just want to explore, that's cool. The fact that it's not, I guess, multiplayer or open server based pisses people off. It kind of wastes, I think, with a game that's supposed to be this revolutionary and advanced, it's a waste that you can't interact. DayZ barely functions as a game, goddammit. And it has multiplayer, no matter what the desync may be at times. And then there is also, I'm trying to remember the Tom Clancy game. That was also a huge failure. That's something, but there's quite a few people that play it, but it really just kind of, everybody thought it was going to be kind of like an open world DayZ craziness, and instead there's zones. And, honestly, I'm all into that. I can explore stuff forever. My favorite game, besides like FPSs, are also RPGs, like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls in general. Even Mass Effect type games. I don't need a game to be just all action all the time. I love building stuff. Whether it was something basic back in the day like Roller Coaster Tycoon, or we're going into oh god, I'm trying to think of even the base building in Fallout 4, which was another game that I'm a huge Fallout fan. Bethesda is my hero, but that game also was a disappointment to the fans of that series. But I live streamed, no joke, for it's usually an average of maybe 3 hours. And I ended up streaming for 5 hours, and 3 of those hours was base building. And then I continued to stream because I was like, wow, I got lost in the base building. No matter how pissed off I got when some things didn't work out, I had fun. The only problem was there was never any raiders coming into my thing. There was no real actual defensive purposes. It was lackluster in that. But I still spent hours and hours building things. I went through Skyrim. I went through hours and hours trying to customize my home. So I can easily go to No Man's Sky and explore worlds. I can name things. I have even though I haven't been able to play it because I'm not spending $60 on a game that's honestly not finished, not a full game. It's people have said either 30 or maybe less. It is not worth the 60. It is a complete ripoff at $60. The game could be as incredible as you want to whoever. $60 is unreal. It's unrealistic, and it's just a huge kick in the dick. It is. As far as my opinion now is saying, a lot of what I'm saying is what people have said. I'm putting some of my personal opinions in here. I think the right way. I think the personal opinions I'm having. I'm not just coming out and saying the game's shit, the game's horrible, fuck that, don't get it. I'm not saying that. But I'm straight up saying that the money for it is ridiculous, and it's a complete ripoff at $60. It's bullshit. And I want to play the game still. I can still play the game, even though that it's not multiplayer, which is so bullshit. I can name, I already have planets and systems ideas and what I would name them of some of the things that I love, that I created myself, that I get from shows, whatever it may be, some kind of anime name that I thought was really cool. a Waco Mundo, from Bleach or something like that, oh hell yeah. I'd be a total douche and put my Twitch handle in there if it was multiplayer. Name a whole system after my Twitch channel. Oh hell yeah, I would. But some of the biggest problems with it is that the animals, and because it's procedural generated, a lot of the planets are just crappy. They're the same thing pretty much. The animals look like something off of what was that game where you start out as the little like minnow thing, like not evolve. What the fuck? That Parasite. It was like, and then you keep eating things, you get bigger and bigger and bigger. Something World, I think, and then you can become a species. The animals look like that kind of clunky. I thought so, and then people were saying so, and I was just like not impressed with it. I just wasn't, kind of. Some of the stuff they showed in the game, I'm sure that was specifically created to make the trailer look good. Because for anybody that's younger, that's going to give me crap. If you don't know, that's a thing. They make things look better. In the trailers, you don't see the grid loading in, right? That's when you play the game. That's shit, man. What was the other thing? Some people, because it is procedurally generated, I thought that this argument was kind of dumb. But some people are like, I never got to a lush planet, like, ever. And I'm like, well, that sucks for you, because that was your universe. Doesn't mean it's bad. That was just your luck. But there is a lot more desert or barren planets, I think, for a lot of the people I've watched playing it, than anybody else. Or than any other type of planet. I don't like the fact that all the minerals are the same. I know that's for simplicity, but I think that if you're going to different planets that don't really share a similar geological mineral standpoint table, like Mars may not have the element gold on the fucking planet over there. So why the fuck is gold green here and there and everywhere else? You should have to identify it every time you go to a new planet. I don't care how fucking tedious that sounds to you. That's more realistic. And I watched, what is it, Star Citizen? Was that the demo that just came out, Star Citizen? Where they were driving a little thing into the back of the ship, and the game looked 10 times better than No Man's Sky. It really did. The ground looked very Kerbal Space Program-ish. There was no texture to the ground, but the ships, the bases, it all had texture. The gun combat wasn't the greatest, and you had third-person ability. I mean, overall, I think people are really I want something more free-moving that may be like if you had a Skyrim, No Man's Sky, like, polymerization, and I don't mean like everything else. I mean the movement. I want the movement and the inventory and the stuff and the free and mobility of those other games put into No Man's Sky. The only mobility you have is when you're flying around and going from planet to planet, but everything else in between is just kind of whatever. And I guess if you just want a mining simulator, that's cool too. But there's just something about it. It's one of those games that No Man's Sky is like almost there. It is almost an incredible, one-of-its-kind game. But it's just like the combat and the feel of your character and the fact that the console version that was released early was at like 90 FOV or whatever. Like you were like zoomed in completely and it was pissing people off. And it was making people sick. I think the game let down the majority of the audience. I really do. I really believe that. I still think the game looks fun to play. I'm sitting there saying that the game's not bad. It looks fun. The game isn't what was kind of promised or alluded to, for sure. And the game wasn't really what was promised. But what came out, whatever they made, would keep my attention, I think, for a while if I just wanted to goof around and explore. Not for $60, but yeah. And really quick, just at the very end, well, I'll go ahead and put my hand down when I'm done saying it, but the spoiler alert will end with the hand going down. I just want to make that perfectly clear. The center of the universe literally starts you over to the planet you started on to give you some bullshit message, because your character is an artificial life form, which is one way to interpret it, that was created to explore a universe that was specifically created for you to explore. like some higher being created the universe you're exploring, and you're now the watcher. And then when you go through the center of the universe and you go back to your planet, it's supposed to say, hey, this is just kind of what happened. I get it. There's like a meaning behind that. But most people don't want that kind of meaning. Some people want something that they can visually feel or listen to or something like that. Yeah. So I think people are really pissed off about that. And some people that like the game were literally like, there's no other reason to play this. I'm done. And they just ended. They literally spent 50 hours journeying to the center. They got a new colored universe, no upgrades, no different anything. It was just all superficial. And then the game was pretty much over. And they said, well, I'm not going to play this anymore because there's no point to it. I've done it. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Once again, my name is Azrael. If you like the video, like the content, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. And, yeah. If you want to have recommendations for anything, you can leave a comment. Also, love to hear all the comments down below. Once again, my name is Azrael again, and I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys.